right.
Jerk. Chatty sucks.
This is Chris. I'm stuck in the elevator. There's been a crime afoot. Yep, this is gonna be a lawsuit. Okay, I think I'll take the stairs after that.
Gangbangers, we'll say, is La Raza.
You're refusing to wear a mask?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Ma'am, what's your job duty? We're stepping up.
man.
Did she lock us in here? Man, this lady just locked us inside of a vault. Golly.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's Frauditor Roundup with Sheriff White, a moron. Welcome back to my channel. Help it continue to shrink by watching my videos, sharing my videos, commenting on my videos. Turn on that notification bell and turn on all the notifications. Think that there like button, like it, dislike it. Next time when it's away, go to its closet and chest of drawers and take all its long sleeve shirts and sew the ends of the sleeves up. Today we're taking another look at this pair of dimwits from Colorado. On the left you got Regan Benson, channel name is Regan Benson. And on the right you got DMA, Denver Metro Audits, Christopher Cordova, who, by the way, could very well be in federal pound-me-in-the-ass prison by this time tomorrow. So what we're going to witness right now is a totally unhinged visit to the Englewood, Colorado City Council. This is pathetic. And on top of that, Regan Benson drops the one word you just don't want to drop nowadays. We'll see if she manages to not get canceled over this. So this video is pretty self-explanatory. I probably will not jump in as often as I do with commentary. But the very first thing you're going to see is Jennifer Lambert, who just completely tears apart these frauditors and exposes them for what they are. It is a beautiful speech. Then Regan and DMA are going to come up to the mic, try to shame the city council, but do what they always do, just embarrass themselves. And by the way, I saw this video on the channel of Frauditor Troll. Now, he jumped in because he's mentioned in this video, and he defends himself. So I'm going to play a couple of his retorts to Regan's accusations. So what do you say? Let's round us up a Frauditor.
Up next is Jennifer Lambert, here to address council. Hello, Jennifer. If you could just state your name and your address or cross streets.
Jennifer Lambert. I'm at Cherokee and Lehigh. I want to start tonight by acknowledging the fact that while I'm addressing all of council, my comments today are spurred by recent public interactions between Mayor Pro Tem, Councilmember Ward, and the self-named First Amendment auditors who have been present in our city. I want to be clear that I hold the greatest respect for both of you. And though what I have to say tonight might be hard to hear, or you might not agree with it, know that it's said in that spirit. General Charles de Gaulle once said, "Silence is the ultimate weapon of power." I'm here tonight to ask in the strongest of terms that City Council hold its silence in responding to these so-called First Amendment auditors. Their stated goal is to put governmental officials in situations where these officials might restrict their freedoms of speech and press. They claim to do this, ostensibly, to protect constitutional rights on behalf of all citizens. But they do not get to say that they behave the way that they do on my behalf. They do not get to co-opt my voice. So I am here tonight as a resident of Englewood to use my voice to say that these interactions are harming our community and they need to stop. Let's talk about the First Amendment. I believe that the original intent of the freedoms of speech and press were enacted to allow each of us as free humans to stand and speak truth to power. That we might be able to say things that may be rebellious or subversive or downright revolutionary, without threat from the government to our lives or our property. All of what I've heard from these auditors subjugating our city council meetings are doing none of those things. In fact, what they say is nonsense. So when city council members engage with them, whether during a city council meeting or on any other platform, you're giving them relevance and power that they do not inherently have. Freedom of speech also protects your right to speak in defense of yourself. But I would posit that you need no defending. You are currently public servants. You've been asked by the people of Englewood to serve this community, and that role is special. It's so much bigger than the egos that you would seek to defend. I want to note here that I use the word egos in the yogic sense. The ego is a feature that all humans have. It is an identity through which we interact with the world. When you choose to accept the appointment to public service, you choose to be in service to something bigger than yourself and these identities. In this case, that purpose is the city of Englewood. During the city council meetings that I have watched or attended, I have seen Englewood citizens speak about myriads of legitimate concerns that warrant attention more than these auditors. When city council members give relevance and power to auditors, you remove relevance and power from Englewood citizens that come to speak their concerns to the people they elected to represent them and their interests. Before I wrap up, I want to talk about behavior. As a student of psychology, I know that a behavior will continue as far as a behavior is rewarded. However, when seeking to extinguish a behavior by taking away the reward, there is a period of time where the behavior will escalate before it extinguishes. I imagine that when you remove the reward of your attention and engagement, that the auditor's behavior will escalate. I ask that in response, you hold strong and give nothing worthwhile to post on their forums. If their behavior escalates to harassment, and this harassment is verbal, then it should be ignored. I know that this aspect is hard, and at the same time it is necessary. Their verbal escalations are designed to provoke reactions. Don't give in. My ask in concrete terms is that during council meetings, your response be thank you for your concerns and nothing else. Outside of city council meetings, be bigger, be stronger, and let your silence resound.
Jennifer, thank you very much for your time tonight. Any questions for members of council? Seeing none, Jennifer, thank you again.
Thank you.
If you could please hold your applause, members of the public.
Boy, what a great speech. She nailed everything on the head. First of all, she wants to remind everybody that they don't speak for her. Whenever they show up with the mic and they say, we the people, and all this other crap that they spout, somebody needs to step up and say, they ain't speaking for me. And while I do agree that we should be ignoring some of these people, that's going to be a little bit tough because when they get desperate, ain't no telling what they're going to do to get that attention. And I hope you enjoy that very intellectual, well-thought, well-spoken statement, because we're about to hit the other end of that spectrum.
Up next is Regan here to address council regarding council members and city manager.
Hello, dearly beloved. We are gathered here tonight to get through this thing called life. Hopefully we all live through it with the jokey jokesters from the hashtag Stephen Joe Show, with special guest appearance from Sean Lewis, the city manager who's currently being ran by the employees of Englewood's control freak factory known as the Englewood Public Library, where you too can ban anyone from the public library and then get the cops to validate your hurt feelings over a camera. by staking claim you're a victim of a camera. Hey, Sean, that was a super cute little no recording on public property administrative order thingy you tried to emulate off the good work of Devin Granberry. It was so cute. You guys like my acting? Oh my God, this is so fun. I can't wait for more. I cannot wait for you guys to demand your esteemed Englewood PD use violence on us. Keep giggling, Joey boy, to keep us from recording. On the topic of perpetuating and supporting violence against peaceful people, it's what is the supported climate and culture of only in America, where physically assaulting people because you don't like what they have to say is the common norm. It's more commonly known now as police violence, and it's cheered and celebrated when the police use violence on people for their speech. Don't think so? Oh yeah, it's true. Well, I have to share my lively arrest history with you next time, Joe, and you'll be so pleasantly shocked how many of my cases have ended up dismissed and how federal lawsuits against real bad actors come to light. Some people are in love with the idea of violence against women due to their spoken words. However, we are all now certainly no strangers to the ongoing victimization that the Stephen Joe Show have now subscribed to with honor, and Joe's willingness to stand by his dedicated spirit of free speech to do it again on a channel that highlights violence on people with cameras. An entertainer from a foreign country, a YouTube channel that highlights violence against peaceful people, all for the sake of comedy.
Now for a retort, and to set the record straight, let's see what Frauditor Troll said yesterday.
So now we are going to be doing a lot of fact checking, and what she says that, oh, we highlight violence against people with cameras, that is not true. I showcase criminals getting arrested. That is the entire point of the channel. I showcase criminals who try to hide their past, such as NorCal Cop Watch, and pretend to be activists. I showcase grifters, such as Good Guy Activism, who pretend to be an activist, but as soon as they get demonetized, they stop posting videos. So I just want to fact check, because right now she is slandering and saying complete bullshit.
Did you know it's super hilarious that your friend, Frauditor Troll, in fact and admittedly hired a guy by the name of to follow me? Not just follow me, but stalk me. Giggle, Joe. Come on, giggle. It's funny as hell.
Some more fact checking needs to be done here. I have never hired Firestorm for anything at all whatsoever. She says I admitted that. That is complete bullshit. Firestorm does what he wants with his life, and it happens that he lives in Englewood, he lives nearby, and he sees her often. So when he sees an unhinged Karen in the wild, in her natural habitat, of course he's going to take a picture and send it to us. And then he attends DMA's trials, which is everybody's right.
Well, this is about to get super comedic, as it gets. So if you don't like offensive language, you should leave the room now, or stick your fingers deep into your ears as I cite an email that was sent to Christopher Cordova and I. It's gonna get spicy, Mayor. The email is titled Denver Police Conduct, and it comes from an email address, your 1A rights at Proton Mail. The contents of the email, and I quote, "Here's the deal. We're tired of your attitude. Come on, Joe, giggle. It's funny." Let me get back to the quote. "You and that taco nigger Cordova."
Oh! Frank! Oh! This guy! Come here! Come on! That's crazy! Enough with you! Okay.
Whoa, slow your roll there, Eva Braun. There are very few words that are taboo nowadays, but the N-word is definitely one of them. I mean, if Joe Rogan can't get away with it, what the hell makes you think you can?
Have with public employees for the last time. You will take down your channels or the following will happen. Number one, Regan Benson will be doxxed, including her social security number on Troll Mafia. To prove I'm not fucking around, And they cited my social security number, and it's the right number. Number 2, they cite, I will personally murder every one of you in public, given your cunt behavior. I doubt Sheridan PD will lift a finger and a jury won't convict me. Are you guys getting those kinds of emails? Probably not, huh?
Oh, what a lovely petite little flower. I'd love to bring her home to mama. But again, let's give Frauditor Troll a chance to address that one.
Once again, some more fact checking is necessary because I know exactly what email she's referring to. They talked about it last year, and it was proven because some of their friends came to me behind the scenes and said that DMA and Regan wrote that themselves. What they were doing is actually called a false flag. So they were pretending that they were under attack by anti-frauditors. Meanwhile, they wrote that threat to themselves.
Guess who's responsible for releasing all that information? Sheridan PD. And they just did it again. Less than 2 weeks ago, after your punk ass shit show
Ms.
on
Benson.
Christopher and myself. This is what you two perpetuate. It's what you want. You want violence on peaceful people for speech. And you're worried about Saucy? Really, Mayor? You're worried about Saucy. How hilarious is all of it? Your evidence preservation demand letter, Joe, is sitting with the clerk since you failed to acknowledge it via email, since you've interjected yourself into a criminal case that your stupid cops generated
Regan,
on
your
me.
5 minutes are up. Thank you for your time. Any questions for Regan?
Yeah, you got any sisters at home just like you?
Thank you again for your time tonight. Up next is Chris Cordova, here to address council. Chris, if you could just state your name and your address or cross streets.
I don't know who is the one that's responsible for the timer, but there's a lot of inconsistencies last time. And I know you guys were talking about changing the rule, but to my knowledge, it's still that it should start after the speaker says their name and cross streets, or they just start their speech like I did. The first speaker last time, their timer started 32 seconds after he said his name and address. And I know he had a thumb drive to plug in, but after he started his presentation, the timer started 17 seconds later. There were several people who their time started after they said their name and not the address. Some people had, there was one lady who had her timer started when she was in the middle of her name. And my time actually started after Mayor Sierra asked me to say my name and address. I didn't even speak yet and my timer got started. I lost 4 seconds. Regan Benson also lost 4 seconds because her timer started after she said the word good when she was doing a mic check by saying, "Good evening, can you hear me?" So I think we need to be more consistent on that, guys. And Regan Benson and I lost the most time. I don't know if, you probably say, oh, that wasn't intentional, but out of all the people that either gained or lost time, I mean, we got the biggest shaft, so. But I would like to start by thanking the 3 ladies on my right. Ms. Prang isn't here, but I would like to thank you ladies for standing up to this bully over here. I know that takes a lot of courage to do. And Ms. Prang, I know I was teasing you a little bit last time, so thank you. But I did a public records request on Joe Anderson and Steve Ward and their emails because I wanted to see if there's anything that would link them to this troll channel. And there was no responsive records. So if that's true, that means, Joe Anderson, you're the one that reached out to them. And I say you because I'm pretty sure you're the ringleader, not Steve.
Okay, and what's your point? People on city council aren't entitled to have a voice? Do what they want on their own time? You see, there's this thing called the First Amendment. It's, never mind.
Steve, I'll be honest with you. I don't think you're an evil person. I really don't. I think that you have good intentions. I really do. I think you're misinformed and you make really poor decisions. And yeah, you piss me off a lot. But that's how I feel about this council. You guys are not as bad as Sheridan. I mean, that's not saying much because it doesn't take too much to be better than Sheridan, but you're not. Except for Joe Anderson, though. You'd fit right in with them. You are a very dark energy, low vibrational soul disguised as a pastor. And I came to that conclusion by that stupid smirk that's on your face right now, the same one that you had the entire time last time, right? Because you loved it. And I was thinking, why would he reach out to this troll channel? He knows it's going to get me back up here, but then it hit me. That's what you want, right? You love the attention. You love it. Because you're a narcissist. And narcissists love attention, whether it's good or bad. So it reminded me of a kid who gave up candy for Lent. And then finally he got to have his first lollipop. Yeah, he's back, right? So after you turned this city council meeting into a Jerry Springer show.
Wow. The lack of self-awareness. Dear Lord.
You said, quote, they test the boundaries of what they can get away with. You can't get away with rights. You said, they try to find something that's legal, but that they can provoke a reaction from. Like Jennifer Lambert said that too, so. But that's also a narcissistic trait. You see, I don't provoke reactions. I go and I peacefully record. And if somebody else is going to get irate and then blame me, that's called blame shifting. It's a narcissistic trait.
This, ladies and gentlemen, may be the most hypocritical, unself-aware statement I have ever heard by these idiots, and that is saying a lot.
Miss Lambert, she might suffer from that too. So I absolutely do not provoke reactions. I really don't. And even if I was provoking a reaction, just for the sake of the argument, you sure as hell give me a good reaction, don't you, Joe? And I don't even want to keep coming back here. I know that's what you want, so hopefully I won't have to come back because, you know, it's very high stress to come here. It really is. And like Ms. Prank said, now we're wasting how many tax dollars on all this extra security? We had 4 officers here last time, right? Because you guys need security because you guys did something foolish. You're making a mockery of this city council, right? Not us, not Ms. Benson and I. You know, you guys are. And your colleagues see right through it. You're not fooling anyone. I don't think you're trying to fool anyone. You're just scumbag and you're happy about it. And it's really sad. I think that there is a lot of hope for a lot of these people out here. Ms. Niles, even Mr. Lewis. I mean, I'm pissed off about that administrative order. I don't know if that's going to be going through, but that's a terrible thing that you would do that. But again, I don't think you're quite as bad as Cranberry yet, but so I just wanted to put that on the record, you know, that we're not here to provoke a reaction, okay? And exercising your rights is not getting away with anything, Mr. Anderson.
Chris, your 5 minutes are up. Any questions for Chris Cordova? Seeing none, thank you very much for your time.
Well, I can tell by that sundial it's time to say goodnight. Put little beans on the fire. Little rum chata on ice. And as always, cuddle up with a clean shirt and a dirty woman. Anyway, good night. I bid you adieu.